I'll do this simply and say what gang is from my perspective. Street level gang is almost exclusively drugs. So where you are in gang, how far up you are, is how many you have underneath you and how buffered you are from the street and how much money is coming up. It's a pyramid scheme. With gang, with colored gang, and what I mean by that is somebody who wear colors like bikers, or somebody who colors with bandanas or with, territory, with tagging, right? That kind of gang only works with intimidation because it's visible at all times. Stockholm Syndrome. Put young people in a position of unsafety, and from that position of unsafe, provide the safety. It's how the neighborhood gets taken. It's how the guys get brought in. It's a simplistic answer, but it's how it's done, right? Once you're in there, the belonging, that clique that happens, gets fed by the gang. So they do become closer than maybe the real family members because of that rite of passage, because of the violence that's involved, because of the safety issues and things like that. So when they're doing that, it is easy to create that you live and die for us. So when we talk about street gang, it really is a close-knit, community-based, mostly ethnic-based at street level, taking a small territory of a block, 2 blocks or something. Toronto is very much that. Most guys that are involved in street gang get out within 3 years because they see it for what it is. So it's the big lie. I was robbing for drugs. It didn't take long before I started being part of a crew, being involved with gang, because I was coming on their radar because of what I was doing. By 20, Canada-wide warrant, most wanted status in Canada. By 21 in the penitentiaries. Did 24.5 years in federal penitentiary for robbery, weapons, escape, assault, possession of narcotics. Everything you can think of under that gang umbrella. In '93, started turning my life around, have a degree from Queen's University in psychology, met my wife who is a teacher, have a little girl 7 years old. Now, passionately talk to kids in schools about what I've seen. 33 moves during that time across Canada. I have seen what the life is, the consequences to the life. I've seen the games, I've seen it all. And just have a heart for letting kids see that so they don't have to live it. Because if you live it, it costs you. And they don't understand the cost. When I got out of prison in '93, which was my statutory release, I'm under the old system, and I thought, I'd get a job, I'd get a girlfriend, I'd get an apartment, I'd be fine, and I was worse than I ever was. And when I went back there, I lasted 6 weeks, 8 weeks out, and I went back to Millhaven. I just looked at it and I said, either I die going cold turkey and quitting the boys and turning my life around, or I make something of myself. And this is why I say to young people, there's a synergy that exists when you move in the right direction. I have seen the synergy, the chaos that exists when you move in the wrong direction. But that synergy started happening with me, with a lawyer coming in to my aid, with a Queen's University professor coming in my life, with a whole bunch of things that in my case, the dominoes lined up and fell over when they should, and ended up surviving and coming out. Right? So street level gang is so easy to quit, it's ridiculous. Move. It's territorial, right? Having said that, when I work with guys, I say, if you move, if you're a West End guy and you move to the East End, they won't come after you if you move and don't get involved. But if you move and get involved in drugs and gang, they will come after you because you didn't quit gang, you quit them. And that's a personal affront. And guys can quit on all kinds of terms. They get involved with drugs and they're too far into drugs to be reliable, and you have a choice: kill them, disappear them, or kick them out. And clubs mostly kick them out. Nobody wants to do a murder beef for a junkie, So the whole thing is hype, right? Of course, it's pitched, right? These are guys who are in it, right? And of course, they want the next guy to die for them because they're involved in criminality too. But usually, it doesn't take too long before guys mature out. They get mature enough to see it for what it really is, and they jump out of it. But if there's no work for young people, everything I said's out the window, right? Because if there's no work, and somebody's offering me $100 a night to keep 6 for the cops coming into the neighborhood, guess what I'm going to do as a young guy? And that entry of moving something or watching, the simple way they bring guys in that seems quasi-legal, they can't really bust me, I'm just a Jew. That's the entry. And it's not blood in, blood out. It's crime in, blood out, right? So it's get you into that life. And then once that door opens, It's very dangerous to step back out again. But yeah, you know, when I talk to people my age and they say, well, how can I help in my neighborhood? And I go, talk to kids. Get out and do something, because if you're not spending time with them, who is?